I think I'm just looking at some key constituencies, where there are, I suppose the opposition or alternative parties have fielded their best candidates. And it was not far from Lawrence Wong's speech today. I mean, he mentioned Gan Kim Yong. So, of course, we're looking at Punggol, how that plays out. We're going to be looking at East Coast GRC simply because while it's been reconfigured from the boundaries of 2020, certainly there is now only one anchor minister, Edwin Tong, there versus, an old hand from the Workers' Party, Yi Zhenjiang, there. And, we'll see how that plays out. I'd also be looking at West Coast Jurong West GRC, which is helmed for the PAP by Mr. Desmond Lee, come under the heat for housing, done a lot for it, but certainly facing off the Progress Singapore Party that's made it their middle name to deal with, reforms for housing. And that's led by the old horse, Dr. Tan Cheng Bock, a very old hand at politics with the A team of PSP. And finally, I'm looking at Bukit Panjang, where, the boundaries have not been redrawn. And Paul Tambaya is doing a rematch with PAP's Liang Eng Wah. And so any support of SDP be kind of trained upon Bukit Panjang. So I think that's interesting. Big story for me in this GE, though, is the many multi-cornered fights, and which translates to the future of opposition politics in Singapore is changing landscape and a very high level of contestation among these alternative parties. And that's the key takeaway for me.
Well, if we're talking about the most exciting ones to watch, I'm personally excited to watch Jalan Kayu. See what happens there. But that's more of a popcorn fest.
Okay.
I do think it'll be interesting to see, I think especially because you've got two individuals going up, which is SMCs generally make for better watching in some senses because you're seeing two individuals as opposed to teams where it's harder to kind of get a gauge on the characters and how they all kind of play out.